Our last speaker on this panel is Justine Hamupolo. Justine will talk about honoring LGBTI champions in Namibia.
Well, speaking last, when people talk about mentorship, telling the story, and being the change, because we all are the change, right? It becomes difficult for you to tell your story. But my name is Justine Hamupolo, and I am from Namibia, yes, the land of the brave. Today we'll be talking about celebrating the LGBTIQ plus champions, but also how do we ensure the legacy of the movement, the legacy of leadership, the legacy of knowledge continues. So, I am a daughter. I am a sister. And I'm sure many of you are daughters and sisters and or brothers. I am an activist, as many of you are professionals in your professions. And yes, we are what we are. And I ask myself, as a daughter, as a young person growing up, Sally spoke about imagining as a young child the dreams you had, who you were at that time, what becomes of you. I ask myself, as an activist that I am, what becomes of me afterwards? As a young child in the rural areas, sometimes we are limited to our opportunities. We are limited in the sense of thinking. As an activist, you become tired, you become exhausted, and you give up hope. I wonder for that young child who already is limited in opportunities, limited in thinking. I wonder what about the child, the other child, who does not necessarily fit into the box of the norm. Yes, that child. That child that has a different sexual orientation. That child that has a different gender identity. That child that has a different gender expression. What happens to that child? I ask myself of the activists within the LGBTI movement, a movement that is not easily acceptable, tolerated. You know, it's difficult in governments, and especially in our African continents. What happens to this activist that is not motivated? What lies ahead? And being here, I was tasked, actually I was obligated to think, not uniquely, probably, nothing new, but maybe something that in my country would be the first. And I talk of what I call the Rainbow Anchor Awards. Oh yes, awards. And we think of the glitz, the glamour that comes with it. And we think of, here's the prizes, be the money, be that whole heavy statue of whatever we have. Yes, all of that. But also, as the activist, my purpose in having an award ceremony is to not only recognize the work that they're doing, it's to not only celebrate and acknowledge the achievements they have done within my community, for me to be where I am today, of course. It is not only that, but it's to say thank you for what you have done. For me personally, these people have been my role models. But what about that young girl who is limited already in the country, limited within their communities, limited within the given society, limited within their house? What happens to them? So as one of the winning prizes for the activist at these awards, definitely it is also about giving back. I'm looking forward to pairing this activist that has the knowledge, the experience, yes, the current charisma, to pair them up with one young child, to be a mentor to this child, to encourage and guide this child, and also link this child up to the opportunities, the networking opportunities that they currently have and possess. I'm looking forward to not losing the legacy of information, not losing the legacy of experience by having this young child mentored by this activist that we now motivated by saying thank you, and that we are now recognizing by saying, we see you, we appreciate you. He is. Always be you. That is the message I want to leave with that young child. That is the message I want that young child to say, that there is someone who looks like me. There is someone who is me. And there is someone who I can be. I am privileged to be here. You're privileged to be here. So together, let us create a space and an opportunity to equally give that young child the privilege that we have. Thank you.